Yo, what is up, bros? Back with the greatest tank general tournament. Our next matchup is first seed Abrams versus second seed Chernyakhovsky. Alright, quick recap of these bros. Perks up first, Abrams, break the encirclement, not gonna be a factor. Anticipation, when commanding troops to move, dealt damage plus 10% up to 50% for each grid moved for one turn. And then, of course, Panzer Leader, Armored Assault, and a Blitzkrieg. Next up, we've got Chernyakhovsky with his Blasting Impact, which is always fun to add up at the end after commanding an armored unit to annihilate an enemy troop. Deal an additional 25% damage to enemies around the target. Of course, Inspiration, Panzer Leader, Blitzkrieg, and Armored Assault. First up, we've got Abrams. Let's get a high morale trigger early. Nice. 9-15 on that. Not bad. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Got him. Next up, Chernyakhovsky. Inspiration trigger. Got it. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Was not able to take him out with the ease that Abrams did in 10. Alright, battle 2. Abrams from the Pershing. Shouldn't have a problem one-shotting these, bros. Nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. How close did you get? 120 health remaining. Alright, bros. Chernyakhovsky from the Pershing. Early inspiration. Shouldn't have a problem with these units. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. He's fallen a little bit behind Abrams. Abrams versus the Munstein. You need that high morale, brother. You're gonna need that high morale. Got it. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Can we take him in 10? Got him. Yeah, Abrams pretty badass. Alright, Chernyakhovsky, Blasting Impact goes off here. You're getting early inspiration. Got it. Look at that Blasting Impact. Look at the Blasting Impact. A beautiful, beautiful. 6, 7, 8, and 9. They all survived the Manstein. And Chernyakhovsky even took out the Manstein. Not bad. Bros, I mean, it looks like Chernyakhovsky's gonna end up just a little bit behind Abrams, but that Blasting Impact, I don't know. This is gonna be pretty damn close. Alright, bros, the results are in from the first battle of the Abrams. Abrams had 7,073 damage, which ended up being 1,198 more than Chernyakhovsky. Abrams was doing 119 average damage more per hit and had a max single hit of 164 more damage. And then it tightened up. The second battle off the Pershing had Abrams again winning, but Chernyakhovsky cut into that lead massively. Abrams had 4,056 damage, which was only 186 more damage than Chernyakhovsky. Bro was only doing 19 average damage more per hit. But Chernyakhovsky did get the max single hit, which again isn't really a max single hit because we're including like 4 or 5 different damages added together. But he did get a 684, which was 106 more damage than Abrams. And the final battle off the T-72. Bros, it is hard for anybody except those very, very top generals to compete with Chernyakhovsky when he's getting that blasting impact on Hamburg and he's getting the blasting impact here on this artillery and getting all this damage around here. Anyways, Chernyakhovsky outdid Abrams in max damage. Bro had 4,484, which was 1,021 more than Abrams. Chernyakhovsky was doing 113 more average damage per hit and had a max single hit of 206 more than Abrams. The only bros that can beat Chernyakhovsky on the Hamburg attack is, of course, Manstein and Patton. Chernyakhovsky beats everybody else with this attack on Hamburg. It is blasting impact, bros. So even though Chernyakhovsky out-damaged Abrams from the T-72 in the third attack, the first and second attack goes to Abrams. Even though Chernyakhovsky did have the max hit on the second one, Abrams wins that one out. Again, bros, because I still see it in the comments. For the tournament, we are only including straight damage. Nothing else matters. For the ranking, which will also have the damage included and probably still weight very high, maybe 75% is dependent on the damage, and then the other 25% dependent on some of the other perks like Break the Encirclement. All right, bros, we got our updated bracket. Check out that left side of the bracket. First seed Manstein versus first seed Abrams. But next up for the tournament, we will have the first seed Patton versus second seed Tobolkin. All right, let's check these bros out before we wrap this up. It's going to be very hard for Tobolkin to match up against Patton with this heroic charge, this rival contest, 20% damage to elite forces, and then rounding it out with Panzer Leader, Armored Assault, and a big one, Inspiration. I mean, he could get lucky and maybe win a battle, but I kind of see Patton sweeping him. And then we have Tobolkin. We got Armored Army Group. How did I figure this last time? I was checking here where Tobolkin versus Rokossovsky. It looks like I just gave him an extra 250 damage per battle to make up for this. And then, of course, he has Inspiration, Panzer Leader, Armored Assault, and he also has a plane fighting. I don't know, guys. I just don't see... I just don't even see him winning one battle against Patton. Maybe he can pull out one battle win and a squeaker, but Patton's still going to win overall. Bros, if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Slap like, subscribe, hit the notification bell back here for next upload. Peace.